Do you know what it means to be loved by death?
Do you know what it means to be loved by death is something that
No pain.
Santiago says to his victims on stage as he basically lulls them into their death. So all of a sudden we're in Paris, and we're in exciting post-war Paris. There's a certain intellectual fervor that is taking over this particular city.
Paris is everything that Claudia's been waiting for.
I love getting old baguettes, and like Louis wearing this little scarf is what Louis imagines French people wear.
I'm the reticent vampire of the ninth arrondissement.
I don't think Louis is really playing at stereotypes of an American tourist. I think he is that. He's living. He is the stereotype of an American tourist.
What do you want? How you gonna get there?
There's some giddiness there, and there's some humor that they haven't had. Certainly not since they killed Lestat.
Our finest seats.
And then they get to meet these vampires, and this is really the thing that Claudia has been desperately seeking. And in Armand, we have someone that is really intriguing to Louis. So both of them are over the moon.
You learn when they go to the theatre and they meet the coven. Claudia is someone that needs community. Louis is someone that needs to know that community is there, but to be away from it a lot.
Welcome to the displacement of reason.
What sold Prague to us as a shooting location for Paris was not the physical Prague, which is one of the most beautiful cities in the world and can recreate Paris in many, many ways. It was this huge factory we walked into looking for the Vampire Theater.
The Americans are here!
And almost immediately, I just saw the sparkle on Mara Lepere-Schloop's eyes and our production designers, and we said, okay, we're home. This is where we need to be. It's just spectacular.
That was a key factor that brought us to Prague, was landing this location and understanding how vital that was going to be to season 2.
The prospect of getting to work on a TV show where there's a theater company was just too exciting to pass up. And we wanted to have an exciting leading man, Santiago, so we got the great Ben Daniels.
We here at Théâtre des Vampires delve into the underbelly of the human soul.
Santiago and the whole coven, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like this new mischievous energy that comes into the show.
This is what she's been waiting for. And she envisions a family with these coven members, just living her best life, eating people.
Santiago is certainly the most theatrical of everybody in the Vampire Theater.
Everything you're about to see
He thinks he's Laurence Olivier,
is real.
but he is mesmerizing and he is captivating,
And appalling!
and the audience loves him.
I love you for it.
And Claudia immediately falls in love with what he represents and wants to be a part of it.
No. Let her speak, sir.
The vampires gaan ons allemaal vermoorden!
I'd like to point out also, just a little aside, that the woman who plays Annika, the first victim we see, is actually our director's assistant. We found out that she is an actress, a very good actress, and primarily an actress.
Ik wil niet doodgaan.
Sinead, who played the woman, she was very, very good at being terrified. It was very upsetting to see because it was like all of her in her entirety. But for Claudia, I think Claudia fully was like, where are the stairs to the stage? Like, get me on there right now.
It was just so funny to be working alongside the set next to somebody who all of a sudden is on stage being devoured by Santiago and later the rest of the coven.
And it's brutal and beautiful and so theatrical and so brilliant.
It's like 14 vampires now in the show. And I was like, wow, this is intense. This is like a new thing. And they all had relationships already and they've been rehearsing, they've been like shooting these plays. It was really helpful for me personally to walk into this whole world of vampires that was like unfamiliar and different as well to what we established in season 1, but also just like a very funny, very lovely group of people.
I ask you, Maître, was it worth the wait?
Malloy is finally getting his footing when it comes to how to deal with the fact that there are now 2 vampires instead of 1.
Are you two going to finish each other's sentences for the whole session? We've been together 77 years, Daniel.
What was fun was realizing that we'd spent all of season 1 with Rashid lingering in the background.
You're lingering, Rashid.
It was fun for me to see like little things that Assad was doing in season 1 as Rashid, where you can see him under it.
What do you think will happen to Mr. Dulac when you publish this book?
I love working with Assad. He's so intense, and it's wonderful to play against. It's really fun.
She wanted to say yes, but she didn't trust you. You hadn't given her a reason to.
It's not Malloy's fault that he's here. He was brought here by Louis. But now that he is here and he's prying, Armand has to preserve their relationship and their history together.
If you're willing to ask your questions and then listen.
It becomes a battle of wits.
What happened next?
We have this phenomenal scene in front of this, we always called it the murder mansion.
It's described exactly how we see it.
They arrive, and then Louis and Armand have this wonderful flirtation.
Enjoy yourselves.
That might have been one of the best days of my life. It was, honestly, it was just adults playing.
You coming?
I ate before the play.
What I really liked about Levin's direction in this is that when we got in the mansion, it was like, you're vampires. Go have fun, be vampires.
The chaos in the background and vintage noir romance happening in the foreground.
She's something, you're Claudia.
Spark in the dark.
The thing that I remember most about filming the murder mansion scene was that she's like, there's like all this madness happening.
You must work harder on that.
And every single time something smashed or popped, I was like, just jumping.
You're not gonna win.
I am now where I most want to be.
But somehow Assad just managed to like, just very focused and didn't flinch.